Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be reacting to
Cadbury and How to Kill a British Icon.
While it was independently owned for most of its history, back in 2010, Cadbury's was purchased by Kraft, as they successfully beat the likes of Hershey.
When did they do that?
2010.
Maybe that's why it tastes different to me.
Well, so the Cadbury we have here, they said it's not the same as British Cadbury. So
But who makes it?
the one here, Hershey makes it with the supposedly British recipe. But it's
Because what I remember back in the day, what Cadbury used to taste, the taste today don't seem like the same.
no, but I think you're right. I think that's why, because back then they imported Cadbury. Nowadays they make it.
Oh,
I
yeah, there's a difference.
I think that's where we're heading with this, because I didn't know Cadbury was bought by Kraft. But yeah, if Kraft bought it, they definitely like streamlined it instead of just shipping.
Because I used to eat Kraft cheese, and now that I don't eat Kraft cheese, there's a difference.
cheese and the Italian brand Ferrero in a bidding war. To most Brits, Kraft were a brand known for its macaroni with nuclear cheese and Cheese Whiz. Cadbury's was the latest in a line of British brands that fell into the hands of foreign owners through similar hostile takeovers. What followed was a classic corporate move. Big Dumb Corporation buys a classic British brand, changes the recipe so it tastes like garbage and is cheaper to make, and sells it under the same brand at inflated prices. If you were in
Yeah,
the
it's
UK
not
at the
the
time,
same.
then this was the worst thing to ever happen in history ever, leading to numerous protests
Wow.
and a public outcry. But many people had a reason to worry about the takeover. Their new owners had a history of shedding staff, and Kraft were already in debt to the tune of $22 billion. This was just 2 years after the financial crisis, so workers feared that many jobs would be axed. Between 2004 and 2008, Kraft had laid off 19,000 people. And these worries were warranted. As soon as the takeover happened, Kraft had backtracked on one of its promises immediately, as the Cadbury's factory in Bristol was closed, resulting in 500 people losing their jobs, and production was moved to Poland. It's funny that Hershey's was interested in buying Cadbury. A bar of Cadbury Dairy Milk now has the same suspicious aftertaste as Hershey's. In short, it tastes like vomit. Products like Dairy Milk have been the most affected, as the chocolate now has this bitter, sour aftertaste. I think most people
Oh,
haven't
I
even
never
noticed,
seen
but
this
when
one
you taste it, you can't
before.
untaste it.
So I'm confused. So guys, even like in UK, they use the same formula then? Because I thought that's what we remember when we reacted to that guy. He said that, oh, Cadbury, when they send them Cadbury like from the UK, it tastes different than the Cadbury from here. That I was under that impression.
It looks like Milka to me.
The packaging, well, funnily, Milka is also owned by Kraft.
Oh, wow.
Some products
Okay, used to be back like 20 years ago. I don't know now, but used to
still
be.
taste kind of decent, like the Flake, Twirl, and Whisper. I'm guessing it's because these products are much more unique than a standard block of chocolate, so fudging with a unique recipe is more of a challenge to achieve the same results. And by the way, fudge now tastes like shit as well. Recipes so controversial they made the goddamn news. The theories include reducing the amount of cocoa butter and then increasing the sugar or vegetable fats to compensate. People have described the texture as chalky, as the chocolate is now shinier as well. Hershey's chocolate is known to contain an acid called butyric, a compound that's found in vomit, which is apparently the reason their chocolate has that horrendous aftertaste. An aftertaste that is now present in Cadbury's Dairy Milk. It's hard to find definitive proof, as Mondelez
I
claims
think
the
I'm
recipe
gonna
hasn't
make
changed.
brownies for breakfast on Saturday.
Because you so chocolate.
In 200 years, which is another way of saying we're all morons and our taste buds don't work. I did find this random article from 2009 where Cadbury's in New Zealand changed the dairy milk recipe so it used less cocoa butter and more vegetable fat such as palm oil. But following a fan campaign, they reverted back to the old recipe as people definitely noticed the chocolate tasted worse. But let's be honest, we don't need proof because we can taste it. Mondelez favours profits over flavour. They changed the beloved recipe of a classic product. It's the exact same thing people were afraid of, so it's not really a shock that it happened. Mondelez have acknowledged the recipe changed, kind of, claiming they had to update the recipe for consumers changing tastes, making it sound like it's our fault. Despite what the packaging tells you, this isn't Cadbury's Dairy Milk anymore. Back in 2015, Cadbury made the announcement they had changed the chocolate on the cream egg from dairy milk to a cheaper chocolate, claiming the cream egg had never been called the Cadbury's Dairy Milk cream egg, which somehow justified using chocolate that tastes like sick. They also claimed that the change was about improving efficiency
This
rather
one
than
used
reducing
to taste so good to me. I would cherish that taste for the rest of my life. I tried it recently. I said, wow, what is this? I'm not crazy.
Well, so I have never tried it back in the day, but
You
now,
have in Lithuania?
no, we never had Cadbury brand didn't exist. No. Uh, but the one I tried now, it's just too sweet for me. Like I don't. It's not even the chocolate. The chocolate is okay, whatever. The cream and so, oh, it's just so sweet.
cost.
We're taking this to the top, asking award-winning chocolatier Paul A. Young to test the egg.
It's sweeter. It doesn't have that characteristic dairy milk taste for me, which I do love. It's nostalgic. It still gives you sweetness, creaminess, milkiness.
But because of this change, the sales plummeted, as Cadbury lost an estimated £6 million on the cream egg. So did Cadbury learn from this? Nope.
Maybe you'd rather exercise
Care.
your mind.
Well-
Valspar Ultra, starting at
We'll
$29.98
see.
a
I don't
gallon.
know. I'm hoping
I'm trying a new.
we're gonna get to a conclusion that okay.
An
They-
update?
No, that they reverse something. We'll see. I don't know.
Is a common issue in the confectionery world. Remember when Toblerone wanted to reduce the number of pieces in its bar to give us this monstrosity? But also Cadbury is one of the worst companies
didn't
for
like
this.
it.
Their multi-pack bars in particular have been the subject of shrinking, and some of these have been compared to the snack size versions. The cream egg is one of the worst examples, as it's not just the size of the eggs that's got smaller.
Yes,
the multi-packs
yes,
use
yes. I told you. I said, Lucas, I don't remember it being this little. I remember it's something big. I say maybe that's only what they had like when we bought it when I was little by the solo, because you buy it one by one. And I said the eggs look so small. Maybe I got bigger.
Yeah, you did say that.
Mhm.
Smaller. Yeah.
to be 6 eggs before being reduced to 5, with the price obviously being kept the same. Mondelez may be able to get away with raising prices and changing recipes to taste like vomit, but in May 2024, they couldn't get away with anti-competitive practices in the EU, as Mondelez was found to have engaged in 22 different instances. In one example, Mondelez outright refused to ship products to countries like the Netherlands, as they feared their products would be sold across the border in neighbouring Belgium, a country where they had artificially jacked up the price, which is a very
Artificially jacked up the price.
What? That don't make no sense. You don't want to sell in the Netherlands because it might be exported on the country. So why can't it be exported to Belgium from France? From Lithuania? What?
dumb strategy in Belgium of all places. This is a country renowned for making some of the best chocolate in the world. A $336 million fine is a drop in the ocean for a company the size of Mondelez.
Yeah, out
It's
of
just-
all the places, I always heard about Belgian chocolates, Belgian cookies, Belgian waffles. It seems like for when it comes to desserts, Belgium gets like a lot of hype.
Another example of how they value shareholder profits over brand integrity, as Cadbury was one of the brands at the heart of this bullshit. One thing you can applaud Cadbury's for is it's done a fantastic job at oversaturating its own product lines. Once upon a time, the cream egg could only be purchased in the run-up to Easter, but more recently there have been an overabundance of
What?
cream egg products.
Only can buy what?
In the realm of the Easter.
Yes, I told you. Only time we can only have this egg, and I always look forward to this because they only had it in Easter. It was a specialty product. Oh my God, I feel so seen. No, I don't know. I think now they have it like all year long. I'm not too sure
Why do you think I stock up all of it?
because it gets on sale on Easter.
Well,
I think
no,
it's. I don't know
the
if it's still
cream-
there.
The cream egg is only on Easter. They have the smaller eggs, not on the Halloween too, though.
But you only see this product on Easter.
Some of which can be purchased all year round. Now there's a chocolate bar, a white chocolate version, at least 4 different types of ice creams, trifles,
Ooh, ice cream. That looks good.
biscuits, muffins, cakes, and cupcakes. And you may have noticed the overabundance of Cadbury crossovers with Oreo. Mondelez also owns Oreo,
I never seen that before.
You know, now it hits me why we see the Milka Oreo push so heavily.
Why?
Because they bought Oreo. Mondelez bought Oreo, so now they're cross promoting the product.
And that's the least favorite Milka that I like.
That's like
That's so basic. It's
exactly,
basic.
that feels so basic. Like that milk is just.
Oreos, and they moved the production of Oreo to the same factory in 2012. So if you want your crappy dairy milk to taste even worse, then pick up one of the 27 different bars with Oreos in them. I'll stick with custard creams. Ever since Mondelez took over, there have been at least 3 rebrands of Cadbury's. The updates changed the logos and imagery, but keep
Mondelez,
these
is it not Nordea? Like,
No, Mondelez is Kraft.
then
logo and signature purple. But this begs the question, why bother? Most of the changes feel pretty insignificant overall. The 2020 rebrand feels like a transparent attempt to shove the brand's British heritage down our throats, showing off imagery of the founder, the good old days, and talking about celebrating our national goodness, which was before the brand was milked into oblivion. As Cadbury's is now owned by a huge American conglomerate, I wouldn't even consider it to be British now anyway. And what happened
even
to
the
the
way you say chocolate, like when you're having fun, you say it very British way, like chocolate. I'd like some
Advertising.
chocolate, please.
We went from iconic adverts to boring garbage. They used to be full of personality and creative. The days of the gorilla playing the drums and the airport drag race feels like such a long time ago now. Ever since the rebrand, the advertising is, for lack of a better word, soppy, with the adverts trying way too hard to pull at the heartstrings.
You'd have to throw that one back, Mr. Thompson.
There's a glass and a half in everyone.
Marketing geniuses seem to think this is a good idea,
Now,
but there's a
for that commercial to eat, they say, "Have some chocolate, Mr. Thompson."
reason we still remember the cream egg adverts and the gorilla playing the drums. Absolutely no one will remember one of these adverts in 20 years' time. In 2009, Cadbury's became a fair trade product and was the first major chocolate brand to become fair trade. But unsurprisingly, this commitment was dropped in 2016, so it feels especially insulting to say that their new brand is celebrating the spirit of generosity. Now the brand doesn't carry the fair trade label, and instead it has its own fair trade standards, so they can get away with doing the absolute bare minimum, as Mondelez has Coca Life, which is the company's in-house sustainability program. Sounds great in a press release, but based on everything I've read, Mondelez is anything but an ethical brand. As soon as the takeover went through, employees claimed that the company culture was thrown out the window. Employees were no longer proud to work for Cadbury's, as it was just another cog in a huge corporate machine. As I was writing this script, the price of a 4-pack of their tiny snack-size bars has increased again to £1.75. So, for a 4-pack of their vomit nuggets, it's now the same price as a 4-pack of Galaxy's bars. But their bars are
That
gigantic in
seems
comparison to
competitive
dairy.
compared to what all the chocolate costs. When we buy chocolate from the supermarket, how much the chocolate costs?
Why are you speaking a British accent now?
Can you say chocolate this way too?
Chocolate.
Milk. So not only does it taste worse than Galaxy, their bars are now smaller. And this is something I don't see changing anytime soon. Mondelez will continue to make record profits, and they are doing a great job of beating the Cadbury's brand into the ground. So, as far as I'm concerned, this is Cadbury's in name only.
Cool.
Wow.
Interesting video.
I feel very seen. Like, I thought this was all in my head. There's like a video documenting this.
You've been saying that for sure, so you definitely deserve the credit for it.
Guys, of course, let us know your thoughts. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Join the Discord and as always, share as much kindness as possible. Bye.